with BeCozi.com is here. BeCozi.com and BeCozi.net both goes to the same website, American website, with the biggest collection of chunky Chenille yarn, and we have 6 other chunky yarns for hand and arm knitting. Hand knitting was born at BeCozi in 2015, and we have the biggest collection of yarns and video tutorials on YouTube. We have 230 videos as of today. So today I actually will be showing how to make the simplest pattern. It will be a chunky knit blanket for beginners. And I will be using our beautiful new yarn, tie-dye Chenille yarn, and the color is pink sorbet. It's incredibly beautiful color. It's perfect for baby blankets, and it's kind of neutral color. You can have it for a girl, you can have it for a boy, because it has both pink and blue, or a little bit like a purplish color. So this blanket is size 40 by 55. I use 6 skeins of our tie-dye Chenille yarn, which is available only on our website, BeCozi.com. And I will show you how to make this simplest knit and stitch pattern in a slow, detailed video. If you never knitted before, hand knitted before, you can easily do it, or if you're new, it's a very good video to practice. And then you can go ahead and watch my other videos. As I said, I have 230 videos with more advanced, more difficult patterns. But today we're using this beautiful tie-dye and pink sorbet. So let's do it. Okay guys, so if you're ready, let's get started. So we will be using this beautiful pink sorbet tie-dye Chenille yarn. It's BeCozi tie-dye Chenille yarn. You can find it only on our website. So when you take label off, find the end. Usually it's hiding on the side. So here we are. This is actually the end that is outside. We're looking the one from inside, okay? I usually use the inside, and because it's easier to use the skein this way, it's not falling, it's not moving much. And then we will make, and you can just throw the skein on the floor and knit on the table. So then you make a knot on the end, on this end. So a simple knot like that. Then you tighten it, and then you take scissors and cut this tail close to the knot like that. And this will prevent yarn from unraveling when you are using the blanket, and especially when you're washing it, because this yarn can be washed. So what are we doing now? We are placing yarn in front of us like that, with the working yarn on the right. This is the working yarn, and tail on the left. Now, working yarn will go on the top to make a loop, and now we will insert our hand inside this loop, and this is our working yarn. Working yarn goes inside the loop, and then you're grabbing these 2 strings together and you're pulling loop up. So we just made our first stitch, guys. You can see that it's very big, and we don't need it as big. So what we will do, we will hold the working yarn, not the tail, working yarn, and pull the yarn down like that. So we will have the stitch about a little bit more than an inch, about inch tall. And what we will do now, we will be casting on the chain. It will be the chain that will be on the bottom of our blanket. Casting on for hand knitting is done the same way as casting on for crocheting. If you have ever crocheted before, you will recognize it. So you insert your hand inside this first stitch. This is our working yarn. Working yarn goes inside the stitch, and then you're pulling it out. So we just made second stitch. You see that it's approximately the same size as the first one. And now we will be making stitching this way. We will need 25 stitches, guys, okay? So press the bottom of this last stitch, insert your fingers, grab working yarn and pull it out. Why we're doing pressing? Because this way the stitch is staying the same size, okay? So we have stitches that are the same size. Press the bottom of the stitch, insert your hand, grab working yarn, pull it out. See, this is how we will be casting on. Take your time, make stitches in a little bit looser side. When we're knitting, they will be a little bit tighter, but when they're looser on the bottom, then when you're knitting them for the blanket will be even on the bottom. I will show you later. So here we are. We are making this beautiful chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And as I said, we will be casting on 25 stitches. So 25 stitches is it will give you the width of 40 inches for the blanket. Okay, so what are we doing now when we finished our casting on our chain? We are flipping this chain on another side like that. Why are we doing it? Because this chain, this beautiful chain, this way will be on the bottom of the blanket. The blanket will look nice and even, and beautiful chain will be on the bottom. And then I will show you how to have beautiful chains on the sides and at the end of the blanket. So we flipped it. Now we are pulling out our first row, guys, okay? So see this first stitch? Working yarn, we will place it on the back of the chain like that. So this is the first stitch, and you're going from underneath, and then you have your fingers inside the stitch. This is working yarn. Grab this working yarn and pull it out. So now pull it, place it back. This is your first stitch. What we're doing now, it will be a little bit different from the first stitch. We will be using the middle part of the stitch, guys, to keep that beautiful chain on the bottom. So this is the top part of the stitch, this is the bottom. We're using this part, see, in the middle. So you're inserting your finger, you're lifting it, then you're inserting your fingers, grabbing working yarn, pulling it out. You just pulled out second stitch. Now, next one, again, not the top, not the bottom, the middle part. Lift it, insert your fingers, grab working yarn, pull it out. Keep doing this way until you pull out all 25 stitches on this chain. So you can see already this beautiful chain on the bottom is forming. It's forming only if you are doing this first row the way I'm showing you. You flip the chain, and now we're using the middle part of each stitch. So make sure not to miss any. Maybe it will be easier if you spread out the stitch like that, and then you will see these bumps in the middle easier. And then you will keep pulling out stitches. Another important thing to remember, when you're pulling out stitches on the first row like that, try to make the stitches the same size over here. Don't do like that, so one will be long and another one short. You just take your time and make all stitches approximately the same size. That will give you beautiful blanket, beautiful stitches on the finished blanket. So now I am knitting or pulling out our first row to the end of the cast on chain. If you see, I am trying to make all stitches about the same size. This yarn, I love this yarn. It's so soft, it's so beautiful. It's perfect for baby blankets, and it's kind of good for any gender because it has both blue and pink and a little bit kind of like purple. So here we are, we just finished our last stitch, guys. Sometimes this first stitch is a little bit on the loose side. So what you can do here, you can pull this knot a little bit to the right to make it smaller, like that, okay? So what we do now, we are moving and making our second row. So place the yarn over here. Yarn, working yarn always facing the direction where we are knitting. So now we're knitting from the left to the right. So this is our first stitch. Insert your hand, grab working yarn and pull it out. And again, try to make stitch about the same size, okay? Try not to make it too small or too big, just kind of the same size for all stitches. And this is what we will be doing through the whole blanket. We will be simply grabbing our working yarn and pulling it out through the stitch. Insert your fingers, grab working yarn, pull it out. That is the simplest knitting pattern, guys. And the whole blanket will be like that with a simple pattern. I have 230 videos as of today on our YouTube channel with many different patterns. If you go to YouTube and search BeCozi, you can see all those videos. And we have very beautiful patterns, but this is the basic pattern. It's something that you need to learn first before going to any more difficult patterns. So here we are, we just finished our second row. This is our last stitch. Don't forget to knit it. Insert your hand, grab working yarn, pull it out. So now this next trick to have, see, we have this beautiful chain over here on the bottom. Now we need to have the same chain on the left and on the right. In order to have it, we will be skipping our first stitch. So it's, see, we just knitted it when it was last. Now when we're starting new row, working yarn goes in this direction from the right to the left where we're knitting. The stitch is simply sitting here. You're inserting your finger in the next one, grabbing working yarn and pulling it out. And starting this row, we will be doing it to every single row. We will be skipping the first stitch. Why are we doing it? When you're skipping the first stitch, you are making a beautiful chain on the side. You are saving a little bit of yarn because less yarn is used. And also very important, the sides will be even. Because if you knit the first stitch, the blanket will be wavy on the sides. When you are skipping your first stitch, it will be nice and straight. Here we are, guys. This is our last stitch. We are knitting it. Now we're starting the next row. We're placing our yarn in the direction we're knitting, and we are skipping the first stitch. So simply placing it here. After you knitted it as the last, then insert your fingers in the second stitch, grab working yarn and pull it out. So that's pretty much it. That's the whole pattern. Just take your time. If it's your first time or one of first times, take your time. Don't be in a hurry. Don't miss any stitches. All new knitters miss a stitch, and usually it happens on the bottom of the blanket. For this reason, what you need to do, you need to count all your stitches after every single row you are making. You know that you started with 25 stitches for this blanket, so you finish the row and count them all. Take your time and count. If you have all 25, then start the new row. If not, then look and find what stitch you missed. Like, for example, if we missed one stitch, and then it's somewhere here and you knitted it like that, and then you found that, oh, I have the stitch that was not knitted. What you're doing, you unwind this stitch in this row of stitches and then knit the stitch in the order it's laying, like that. See, this is the stitch and this is the yarn. Pull yarn through the stitch and then make the stitch. This is how you are fixing the issue, but that can be done only when you catch it on time. So anyway, I will keep knitting, and again, showing you one more time. This is the first stitch. It's just sitting here, and you're starting with the second one. Every row in every on both sides. So when I am done with all my 7 skeins, I will come back and show you how to finish the blanket. Okay, guys, so I used all my yarn. Look how beautiful and gorgeous this blanket is. Super soft, super bright, super beautiful. So now when we are done with almost all yarn, I am keeping some yarn for casting off. I usually keep at least 3 widths of the blanket. See? 1, 2, 3. 3 widths of the blanket. That's usually enough to finish or to cast off. Then casting off in hand knitting can be done the same way from the right to the left as well as from the left to the right. So if you finished on the right side, then you're finishing from the right. If you finish on the left, you're doing the same technique only on the opposite side. So you're taking 2 first stitches together like that, place them on your fingers, grab working yarn and pull it through these 2 stitches. You have now 1 stitch. Add one of the stitches, grab working yarn, pull it through. And now keep knitting 2 stitches at a time, adding 1 stitch and then knitting, and you see this beautiful chain is forming on the top of the blanket. So this way we have chains on all 4 sides of the blanket. I will finish casting off and I will show you the chains that formed on both sides because I was skipping the first stitch in every row. So here we are. I love this beautiful chain. So now when we are done and have only 1 stitch left, here we are. So we have 2 stitches. We are knitting these 2 stitches together. We have 1 stitch left. Now the working yarn will go inside the stitch, and then you're pulling it, and then you pull it until you feel that there is no way to pull. It means that the blanket is finished. Okay, so what we're doing now, we are hiding this or weaving in this end. What I usually doing, I am doing, by the way, the knot on the end, just a simple knot, and as we did at the beginning, And then you're cutting yarn close to the knot to prevent unraveling. And then we are hiding this tail. So see this chain? So go underneath both sides of the stitch and then back and forth a few times, and then go on the back and tuck in the tail. Here, you do not really see it. And then the same I did on the bottom. I just tucked in the end, and you cannot really see it. Now that's pretty much it, guys. Look at this beautiful sides that I said I will show you. See this beautiful chain on the side here? It's nice and even because we were skipping the first stitch. The same on this side. It's a gorgeous blanket. Go to BeCozi.com, purchase this beautiful yarn, and we have a few more colors of tie-dye Chenille. We have almost 50 colors of straight colors. Our yarn is the best in United States, and you can find it at BeCozi.com. Stay warm and be cozy.